I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Roll call. Let the roll call reflect all members are present with the exception of Director Molnar and Director Peterson. No Justine tonight either. Are you taking notes?
I'm just taking notes.
And she's taking notes. I'm taking notes.
Apparently she didn't know about that part, but she's taking notes.
Thank you for taking notes. 4.0, no student rep today either. Moving on to 5.0, agenda additions and deletions. I would like to make a motion to add 12.9, approve the FIAD department proposal for archery equipment. In addition to,
Madam Chair, we just have to recommend changes to the agenda and then
Okay.
vote passage of the agenda
okay,
with the changes as noted.
but in addition to 12.10, which would be approving the confidential contracts. Anything else for additions or deletions? No, Mr. Carey?
No.
Okay. 6.0, visitor input. Sure.
Yeah, Pauline Sorkin, I see on your agenda that you have, you'll be deciding when to have your organizational meeting in January, and I see it might be recommended or you might decide on the 14th. I suggest that because the first Monday in January is the 7th, and that's when board members actually take their office. I hope that you have it on the 7th, even if it has to be a special meeting, because I see no reason to wait for the 14th. All of the officers, you know, everything starts over, and you need signatories, you need new officers. I don't know if it's even legal to pay bills if you don't have, you know, the people in place, and the treasurer, and the clerk and everything. So I'm just hoping that you set it for the 7th as a special meeting and not wait until the 14th.
I just put it on there as a suggestion because they typically have the second, fourth Mondays, so they can choose whatever date they want.
Yeah, I've just heard it referred to in a few different venues, even these meetings, and I just wanted to make that suggestion. Thanks.
Thank you. 7.0, approve the agenda.
We'll make a motion to approve the agenda with the 2 additions.
Second.
Okay. So motion by Sather, support by Chad. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 8.0, approve the treasurer's report for the month of November and the first check writing of December.
Well, for the month of November, we had receipts of $987,425.75, disbursements of $566,464.44, payroll at $677,993.89 for the amount at the end of November. In the miners bank, we had $4,232,523.31. In the First National Bank of Gilbert, we had $2,057,532.05 for a total between the two banks of $6,290,055.36. And for the first check writing of December 2018, we had disbursements of $109,673.30. And that's it.
Do you have a motion?
Also, will we accept the treasurer's report as read?
I'll second.
Motion by Gentilini, support by Addy. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 9.0 consent agenda. A, approve the minutes of the regular meeting of Monday, November 26, 2018. B, approve the resignation of assistant tennis coach. And C, accept the donation from Tom Prosen. Do you have a motion?
I'll move.
Motion by Addie, I will support. Support by Lotiger. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. 10.0, nothing was removed from the agenda. 11.0, personnel. 11.1, approve the resignation of Kathy Lawson, paraprofessional.
I'm sure this is a personal decision that Ms. Lawson did. We still need that position, so I would recommend you accept the resignation and post for her. That's on the campus.
Do we have a motion?
I'll move.
So, Tom, you have that one?
Okay, so the motion is to approve the resignation as well as post. Correct, Bill?
Yes.
Okay, so motion by Bill, support by Sather. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. 12.0, new business. 12.1, approve the second reading of the 600 series policy revisions. Do we have a motion?
I'll move.
Support.
Motion by Addie, support by Gentilini. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. 12.2, approve the second reading of the 900 series policy revisions.
Also move we approve the second reading for the 900 series policy revision.
I will support. Motion by Gentilini, support by Lotiger. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. 12.3, I will be looking to get a motion to approve resolution number 670 for combining polling places.
Madam Chair, this is in the event that the district has an election next year, being that it is an off year. We can still have a special election in 2019 if you don't pass this. However, this will cause us to staff 14 polling places rather than 2, which we typically do in an off year in a special election. This doesn't by any means mean that you're going to have an election, just if you do.
Okay. Could you please read the resolution?
Yes. Resolution number 670, resolution establishing combined polling places for multiple precincts and designating hours during which the polling places will remain open for voting for school district elections not held on the day of a statewide election. Be it resolved by the School Board of Independent School District number 2154, State of Minnesota as follows. 1, pursuant to Minnesota Statutes Section 205A.11, the precincts and polling places for school district elections are those precincts or parts of precincts located within the boundaries of the school district which have been established by the cities or towns located in whole or in part within the school district. The board hereby confirms those precincts and polling places so established by those municipalities. 2, pursuant to Minnesota Statutes Section 205A.11, the board may establish a combined polling place for several precincts for school district elections not held on the day of a statewide election. Each combined polling place must be a polling place that has been designated by a county or municipality. The following combined polling places are established to serve the precincts specified for all school district special and general elections not held on the same day as a statewide election. Combined polling place, Eveleth City Auditorium, 421 Jackson Street, Eveleth, Minnesota 55734. This combined polling place serves all territory in Independent School District number 2154, located in Eveleth Precinct 1, Eveleth Precinct 2, Clinton Township, Iron Junction, City of Leonidas, Vale Township, and Virginia P-5, St. Louis County, Minnesota. Combined polling place, Gilbert City Hall, 16 South Broadway, Gilbert, Minnesota, 55741. This combined polling place serves all territory in Independent School District number 2154, located in the city of Gilbert, city of McKinley, Wawabic Township, unorganized P14 of Lakeland, and unorganized P18 Pike, St. Louis County, Minnesota. 3, pursuant to Minnesota statutes, section 205A.09, the polling places will remain open for voting for school district elections not held on the same day as a statewide election between the hours of 9 o'clock a.m. and 8 o'clock p.m. 4, the clerk is directed to file a certified copy of this resolution with the county auditors of each of the counties in which the school district is located in whole or in part within 30 days after its adoption. 5, as required by Minnesota statutes, section 204B.16, subdivision 1A, the clerk is hereby authorized and directed to give written notice of new polling place locations to each affected household with at least one registered voter in the school district whose school district polling place location has been changed. The notice must be a non-forwardable notice mailed at least 25 days before the date of the first election to which it will apply. A notice that is returned as undeliverable must be forwarded immediately to the appropriate county auditor, who shall change the registrant's status to challenged in the statewide registration system.
Go.
All right, do we have a motion?
I will make a motion.
Okay, do we have a second? I will second. Motion by Sather, support by Lotiger. Any further discussion? All right, can we take a roll call vote?
I'd like to see the polling places stay as they are, because of the fact that you're shuffling these people all around. They're used to going to these places now. And when you have things that are very important to be passed, I say we should keep it where they're at. For the convenience of the voters also. You got people driving in to Gilbert, you got people driving in to Eveleth.
Do you know how much that,
I was
Yeah,
just
what
gonna
is it,
ask.
do we-
price
what is the
difference
dollar?
would be?
What's that?
The cost.
Well, I don't. I
And
mean, I could venture a guess, but I don't know for sure.
Is it like, what would be your, a guess? $100?
No.
300?
Close to 5,000-6,000, something like that.
And all open? Versus how much are two open?
No, that'd be the difference between them, because you're basically what it is, you're paying 3 people $15 an hour for 10 or 12 hours, I don't remember how many it is, I calculated 10, but. So every other location that you have, you're paying something.
That's something you can ask the actual you for help on, or if you decide to.
Yeah, they ain't gonna do any help on that.
Everyone has to deal with that.
any further discussion? Can we take a roll call vote?
Yes. Roll call, starting with Director Lotiger.
Yes.
Director Sather is a yes. Director Addy.
Yes.
Director Chad.
Yes.
Director Gentilini.
Oh,
And we have Director Mulner and Director Peterson are absent. So that is 4 yeses and 1 no.
So motion passes, our resolution passes. All right, thank you. 12.4, set the reorganizational meeting. So I guess I'd like to have a discussion on that. I don't,
You should really have a motion and a
Okay.
second before you
okay,
have this.
all right. All right, then we'll have a motion. Anybody wanna make a motion?
Do we have to motion on the date of the meeting, or just make a motion to set the
Set the
meeting?
meeting.
Yeah.
Just make a motion to set the meeting, have a
Okay.
second, discuss what date you want, and then
Perfect.
Table it.
So I'll make a motion to set the reorganizational meeting date.
I'll second.
Okay. Motion by Sather, support by Addie. Discussion. I will start. I guess we have a lot of meetings, and I know it's an important meeting, but I have two reasons why. I mean, I don't recall adjusting the date when we got on the board. I don't remember if it was in the beginning of, the first week of January or whatever the case may be, whatever. But we didn't change it when we got on the board. And the other reason is, Director Mullner has been given till January 14th to notify us, to do his sworn oath of office. And that is specified as the first date of our, or the date of our reorganizational meeting, or our first meeting in January. And I assume just keep it the way it is. Anybody else?
Monday's on the first, Tuesday, right? Tuesday?
Well,
First,
the first Monday would be January 7th, and we normally as a board have our regular meetings on the 2nd and the 4th, so it would be the 14th of January that we are meeting. And like I said, a letter has gone out to Director Mullner, as well as email
Took
has
the
gone
letters
out.
from who?
Huh?
Who's the letter from?
From the attorney.
Remember, they were gonna try to contact him for his window.
I did have
time.
contact with him, but I don't wanna get off topic, we're talking about reorganization. I did have contact with him. He just stated to me that it's in the Department of Defense's hands, so actually there's really nothing an attorney can do until the Department of Defense clarifies. So I wasn't gonna call you.
I
mention
don't.
that to you.
Well, and the thing is he has to contact somebody within this office. He has to contact the superintendent's office, or the attorney, or myself, and that is,
But regardless, the time frame that
January
was given to
14th
him
was
the
given to him.
14th.
that he needs to contact us by January 14th for the attorney letter. So I would like to keep it at January 14th. So I will make, do I need to make a motion?
whoever made it can make it amendment.
You're gonna operate as a six-person board,
I prefer not.
so you're gonna make it temporary.
If, in January, if he responds to that sworn oath of office,
You don't know yet, so.
but we don't know yet. If he doesn't respond by January 14th, then we'll have more to talk about with the attorney. But as it sits right now, he has to respond.
According
And really, Tom, I don't wanna get too much into it about the vacancy and stuff, because what's on the table right now is about setting the reorganizational meeting.
I just say stick with the second or the fourth. We've
So-
always done it in the past. I've been 6 years now,
All right.
7 years. That's my feeling.
So we have a motion to set the reorganizational meeting, so we need to vote on that part.
No, I made the motion,
Okay.
so I would wanted to amend it to set the reorganizational meeting to the 14th of January
So
then.
you wanna keep it the way
To confirm of setting it for the 14th of January. And it was for the thing said. I would like to make sure that we have giving Director Mullner his time frame.
So you're amending your
Because I left it
motion.
open, yep,
Okay.
specifying to the 14th.
Do you support, Bill?
it is. Yes.
Okay. So motion is to set the reorganizational meeting date to January 14th, the second Monday in January. Motion made by Sather, support by Addie. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
At home.
Opposed? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so four against one. Motion passes. Okay, 12.5, approve the 2018 payable 2019 levy.
Madam Chair, you heard earlier tonight, our bookkeeper that is recommending that we maintain, earlier this fall, we approved setting it at maximum, which was 6.2%, and holds true today, in the report. That's mostly due to decrease in technical assistance.
Do we have a motion to approve the 2018 payable 2019 levy?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Sather, support by Lotiger. One second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 12.6, update on 2018 audit report.
So last year, Madam Chair, come this time of year, our audit is complete. The firm that does it doesn't have the report done, and I heard you loud and clear last year that you don't want to be voting on something that you don't see. So, but I did ask Greg to come in, and he can have a seat next to me here and just kind of talk you through what the results are, and then in January you'll actually see the report.
I have a handout
Okay.
that share, and I have some extra
Yep.
copies too for anybody
Yep.
wants one.
Thank you.
It's a 7-page handout, and just a quick summary of what I'll go over. Here's some extra copies of invoice.
Can I have one extra one to put on the table?
Yes.
Okay, we need two. We got a man interested in numbers here.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. And I'll also put this on the table. This was from the archery equipment.
All right, go ahead, Wallace.
Okay. So, my name is Greg Knudsen. I'm an audit manager in charge of this ISD2154 for Walker, Joe, and Hani. And we finished the field work of June 30th, 2018, year ended June 30th. And we should have the bound copy out by the end of December. That's so everybody will have the final audit, and those are the deadlines. I'd like to just go right. Quick summary of what I have here on page 1. This lists all the operating funds of the general fund, and you can see that revenues are over expenditures by $287,000. There's a transfer to your pupil transportation fund of $592,000, and then an equity transfer to the community service fund of $87,659, resulting in total of a decrease in your general fund operating of $392,277. Turning to page 2, the first column has your pupil transportation. You can see expenditures are over revenues by that $592,000, and there's a transfer in from general fund that I talked about on the previous column to eliminate that. So therefore the ending part of the pupil transportation, it zeroes that out. And Fund 5 part is basically you're restricted for capital expenditures of the general fund, and in total revenues were over expenditures by $451,949. The biggest was the increase in restricted for taconite and maintenance repair of $202,916, and there also is revenues over expenditures on long-term facilities maintenance of $192,773. So in total, the Fund 5 part of the general fund increased by $451,949, and the column to the right shows that you had revenues over expenditures, all three of the funds of the general fund, $147,331, and equity transfer of $87,000. So in total, your general fund balance increased by $59,672, basically breaking even.
That's a good thing.
Yes.
Moving to page 3, your food service fund fund balance increased by $20,154. Your fund 4 had, and there's 5 different buckets, but this is the community service fund. It had expenditures over revenues of $39,790, but a transfer in of $87,659 to eliminate the school readiness deficit. So in total, the community service fund increased by $47,869. Your scholarship trust fund balance decreased by $542, and you have 2 debt service funds. Your general debt service, the fund balance decreased by $6,904, and revenues under expenditures in your OPEB $47,000, but you had a advance refunding of $1,280,000 for a small period of time. You're actually going to have double debt and double amount in that fund balance until the original bond is refunded. So right now, for that Fund 47, which is your debt for OPEB, you have a reserve of $1,235,000 reserve for bond refunding, and then you have $36,094 restricted for OPEB debt. And that amount that's in that refunding will be used to pay off that original bond once it's callable. And which leaves the OPEB irrevocable trust fund, and that had revenues under expenditures of $123,000. So the beginning balance went from $986 to $862,000. So that's the financial highlights. Page 5 and 6 is a turnaround document. I just presented that so you get a quick snapshot of where everything is. The audit numbers on the left column all the way through. UFAR is what's updated. You see it's a dollar difference, so that just has to do with correction for rounding error. There's nothing to do with really any real difference. And the last page, 7, is your general fund, which is the Fund 1, 3, and 5, which are presented. The first column is your original budget, which is exactly the same as the final budget. The actual amounts in the middle column, and the variance, if you have revenues, actual revenues over budget, it shows up as a positive amount. If it's the other way, it's a bracketed amount, and then expenditures exactly opposite. If you have actual over the final budget, it would end up being a bracket. So looking at the variance of the final budget, you ended up having $581,159 more than what the final budget was in revenues, and your expenditures were $135,956. So in total, before transfers, $717,115. You actually budgeted to lose $569,000, and the actual was $147,000. And then a net transfer out, which I talked about before, to the community service stuff, fund of $87,000, bringing you to the final net change of fund balance $59,672, which is $629,456 higher than what was budgeted. The last column is just a comparison to that prior year figures. And that is all I have for now. Any questions?
Thanks, Greg.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Laura.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'll just leave these here in case anybody wants those or.
Oh, you can do
That one.
All right. Moving on to 12.7. Approving the resolution number 671, student expulsion.
Madam Chair, I apologize, my right hand hasn't been here all week, and the resolution that you have in the board packet says exclusion on it. It should say expulsion, so everywhere it says exclusion, it should say expulsion. And I have a copy that does say that, I just didn't put it
Are you making those changes?
I just realized that I have to read it now, so,
So you're adjusting.
yep.
Okay. Do you need a couple seconds to take a peek?
I don't know if there's any others that you noticed. You see that one? That's that too.
See, right there.
I'm gonna wait for Jeff.
I think he's getting,
Yeah. There's the, there's. And there's one on the back too.
I think I'll catch it, but.
The only changes were
Oh,
says expulsion.
I was ready to tackle it.
Okay, so I will be looking for a motion for resolution number 671. Student expulsion. Can you please read it?
Resolution for expulsion of student EG2 1819 for a period of 12 months. Whereas there is substantial evidence that on or about November 15, 2018, E-G2-18-19 committed serious and flagrant violations of school district policy and state law, in possession of a weapon in a school location and exhibiting assaultive behavior by using the weapon to threaten other students with bodily harm. Whereas said conduct and behavior constituted a knowing and willful violation of a reasonable school board regulation or policy and state law. Whereas said conduct and behavior significantly disrupted the rights of others to a safe educational environment. Whereas the Board of Education believes that the expulsion of student E-G2-18-19 for 12 months is consistent and fair, taking into consideration the severity of conduct and behavior, and when compared to the way the school district would handle other behavior of like kind. Whereas student E-G2-18-19 and his father and mother as parents and natural guardians have signed and executed a waiver of right to hearing and consent to expulsion for 12 months, which waiver is incorporated herein by reference. Whereas the Board of Education finds no procedural deficiency with the notice and information provided student E-G2-18-19 and his father and mother, and concludes that the aforementioned waiver was signed knowingly, intelligently, and with full understanding of their rights. Whereas the school board recognizes and accepts the responsibility of providing student E-G2-18-19 with appropriate alternative educational services intended to meet his educational needs. Be it resolved by the School Board of Independent School District number 2154 that student E-G2-18-19 be expelled for a period of 12 months commencing.
Do we have a date that it would be commencing on?
Today?
Okay, all right, do we have a motion?
I will make a motion.
I will support. Motion by Sather, support by Lotiger. Any discussion? Can we take a roll call vote, please?
Starting with Director Sather is a yes, Director Addy,
Yes.
Director Chad,
Yes.
Director Genowini,
Yes.
Director Lotiger,
Yes.
and Director Mulner and Director Peterson are absent. So that passes with 5 yeses.
All right, resolution passes. 12.8, approve the construction management service company.
Madam Chair, earlier tonight, there was a group of,
Hold on a second. Thank you for your service on the school board as
Thank
well.
you.
Thank you.
Take care.
You too.
that was my whole administrative report, taking those two.
What's that?
Never mind.
Get out of here.
Okay, 12.0, approve the construction management service company.
Alright, so, Madam Chair, earlier today, there was a group of 16 people, a couple board members, Kelly and Bill, board members from Virginia, school staff members from both sides, community members from both sides that took a look at the next phase of our project. We interviewed 3 companies. They were all 3 very different in their approach. People had different ideas about them. We were asking for someone to take us from right now to the finish line, meaning pass a referendum and building and remodel what we have. And there were certainly different ideas of how to get us there. There was one company that came in that just exclusively wanted to provide architectural services. There was another company that wanted to provide project management services, but didn't have the design part. They would look for someone. And then there was a third one that had it all inclusive. The committee felt differently about all 3 of them. They felt that all 3 of them had different good qualities. There was some discussion about trying to involve all of them, which still could happen. But by a 9-4 vote in the room, the committee is recommending that we go with Krauss Anderson as the primary construction management company, with the intent of trying to get some other people involved in that locally. Did I cover that about right? So I would recommend to follow the committee's recommendation, and that is to hire Krauss Anderson to start work with both districts in our planning process. And if we are able to get some of the other folks on board that were here today, great. If not, at least we have them involved.
Do you have a motion?
I will make a motion to approve Krauss Anderson as the construction management service company.
Okay, do we have a second? Do we have a second? I will support. So motion by Sather, support by Lotiger. Discussion?
Yeah, Jeff, during our meeting with Noel and you, that this was going to be tabled until the board could be brought up to speed and basically what was going on with this meeting that took place.
No, I felt like at the end of the day, they told us they didn't want a table. The committee didn't want a table. They wanted to move
Well, I
forward.
mean, I know, but I think Noel was pretty adamant about it. Not adamant, but he brought it to the attention of some Virginia board members and they need to bring it back to their board to discuss it, the minutes of the meeting. That's how I gathered it. And that's how I perceived it.
I didn't take it that
Oh.
way.
Okay.
I took it that
I'm
that to bring it to the board and have the discussion, have the presentation of this is the vote of, this was, it came up 9-4, with Kraus Anderson being at the 9, and let the board decide what they do with it at that point. And if it ends up getting tabled for the need for further discussion, then it is at that point, but no, I didn't take it that way.
Brand, do you feel that you got enough information?
Well,
I mean,
honestly,
does Tom feel he's got enough information?
honestly, Bill, I don't wanna waste those people's time that sat in this room.
Oh, I sat in the room.
And if that was their recommendation, then I wanna go with their recommendation. That's how I feel about it. I mean, you know, it's kind of like
I mean,
the
I agree.
discussions we've been having about committee meetings. We have to trust people as well with, you know.
But
so
I
that we're
don't
not at
feel
500
voting for
meetings.
something that I know you didn't sit through. I don't feel fair voting for something
Took
that
the
Tom
same
didn't sit
bill, I
through.
caught the tail end of it.
I just
took the
feel
same
that
bill
I
said.
think Jeff as a superintendent should bring us up to speed in a meeting and let us know what's going on and why we chose this person and why we saw this person. I mean, I know who I absolutely agree with the recommendation, but I don't feel that the board, current or future board should, you know, I mean, I just don't feel that we should be making the decision right now because there wasn't information given to the upcoming board members or the board members such as yourself. Because you would be rubber stamping if you said yes, you know.
But
I think
I don't see. it
when
that
we
way.
do it this way
I mean,
then, I think we need to be very clear to community members that are taking the time and giving 4 hours of their afternoon. Because if I knew that I was gonna give 4 hours of my afternoon, sitting through listening to that, and then I'm gonna give more time sitting through again, going through everything again. I took vacation time to go and sit all afternoon for that. And I don't know, and I'm assuming the community members that were sitting here took time too, because all of them have jobs as well.
I know.
So I want to be respectful of people's time, so if we're going to not be respecting the group's decision of what they're presenting forward, then I just want to be clear when we're asking community members to come together for these kinds of meetings, that we're very clear that.
I mean, to ask the board to approve a construction management company when, Brandy, I understand, I get it.
I actually take a little bit offense to that, saying that I'm rubber stamping.
Okay,
Because
I apologize.
as the board, we discussed that we were going to have this committee formed to do these interviews and make the recommendation. We discussed that as a board. I mean, so to me, that is not rubber stamping. We made a decision that we were going to trust the people that spent half of their day here.
Well,
I
Virginia
disagree.
just passed it, yeah.
So I don't agree. I mean, I think that if we had these people take the time out of their day to participate in these interviews today, it would be like wasting their time.
I appreciate.
That's how I feel.
Okay. Can I speak?
Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate the time that the community people have spent, but I question this. Back in one of the very first meetings, I suggested it was collaboration and not consolidation at that point. I brought up the point that we should have an independent firm come in that's not affiliated with what's going on right now with ICS, go through our buildings and compare costs of, can we close down part of our buildings and bring down our expenses? And it was agreed upon by one person, the superintendent, said yes. They never materialized. Now, the committee people, I appreciate their time they spent, but how many of them are structural engineers? How many of them are electrical engineers? They're average citizens.
So are we.
I don't know. Are you?
So are we.
I'm not an expert
I'm
in
not an
building.
expert in construction.
I'm
not an expert in education. I mean, I understand counseling, but I'm not an expert in being a teacher.
Okay, but
So
don't you?
I would expect that we, I mean, we're not experts either.
No, I expect a professional opinion too, of a professional firm that specializes in this type of thing. we're talking, and there again, what Bill brought up, and I brought this up before, we have the new board coming on, no, you have a reorganization meeting and setting all this for the 14th of January. Let's let this new board make this decision.
We've been doing this for quite some time. I mean, we've been meeting on this for over a year. How long have we been doing this? We've been meeting for a long time about this, Tom.
I know,
So-
but why do we have to push?
It's not rushing, for one, it's not rushing.
Is IBB guaranteeing this money?
We don't know how much they're going to
We don't
guarantee
know.
us.
There's a lot of uncertainty there.
Tom, there's a survey going out to the community citizens
And we don't know what the
that are
result of
asking
that
the
is yet.
community citizens all the questions that we've been asking ourselves.
Well,
You know,
good.
from consolidation, collaboration, schools to close, if we have to close schools. I mean, we're asking the public for their opinion. And I'm waiting for that survey to come back to determine how my vote will go. Because if the public says that they want us to continue with the collaboration, I'm gonna absolutely continue with collaborating with Virginia.
Well,
So-
I agree with, let's let the public decide that.
So
But
what
we
you're
don't know
bringing,
where
but
we're
what
at
you're
yet.
bringing
We don't
up
know
right
where we're
now,
at yet.
Tom, what you
Where-
seem to
where's
be
this gonna
bringing
be?
up right now
We
is
don't-
something that
Yeah.
you're saying that we should be deciding as the board, but we're asking the community citizens, we're asking the people.
Does the community know where this
So-
building's gonna go?
Okay,
Where's
can
the
I bring it back to
new
the
We've had
conversation
discussion-
of the
We've had
motion?
discussions about that,
Where?
about the locations. We've had discussions about the locations.
Where is it?
We've had numerous.
Will that be in the survey?
That is the next part of that's in the next part of where we're going with this collaboration.
But you're
I
gonna
mean, but we
survey
have
prior to
options
that.
that, we've had public meetings after public meeting after public meeting that we've advertised in the paper, we've advertised on Facebook, numerous places.
We
and
still
these are
don't know where
public
buildings go,
meetings
we
that
don't
where
know
people
with
can
funding,
listen to
how
where
much
the
taxes
sites are.
are gonna be, there's a lot of
Because
questions to ask.
there
We
are
don't
a lot
know
of
what the public
questions,
wants
and
yet.
part of it is we have to make these decisions in order to go to the next plan. So part of this is so if we can't figure out of who we're bringing in for the next planning session,
Would you?
we're not
No,
moving. So 1 second, I want to bring it back to what our current motion is. And my issue my thing that I'm taking issue with is that I felt some frustrations. I would hear passive comments being made, I believe directed to our superintendents for Eveleth, Gilbert, and for Virginia, of who they brought in for our initial planning phases that we've been working with for the last over a year in the collaboration work that we've
Who's done a wonderful job.
who has done a wonderful job. So they said, okay, we're gonna bring it to the RFP, we're gonna gather the board members, community members, teachers, everything else. So this is what we did. And now we're disregarding what that group said, and we're bringing it back to handpicking again who we want at the table. So what do we want? Do we want someone to handpick again? But then if we're handpicking, don't blame them for handpicking. Or do we want an RFP process, which is throwing in your vote, and if it's 9-4, then we go with the 9-4, and that's our vote.
Does the survey have all the facts?
That we're not tied with we're on,
Well, you're going by what's gonna be brought in on the survey.
we
It
reviewed this.
Do they have all the
addresses a
facts?
lot,
They don't
and
know
all
where
of
it's gonna
us,
go yet.
all of us board members have the opportunity to provide input onto that survey.
Jeff, where do we go from, let's say we approve this, where does it go?
Where does it go?
Yeah, where does it go?
Well, we would, trying to think of the best thing. So,
I mean, because I get mixed information from people that just like, oh, don't vote on it, don't vote on it, it's not too early, it's too early.
why is it too early?
I have no idea, I haven't dealt with that, I've got other things.
So
to do with that.
here's the thing, so the
That's
timeline
part
that
of
we
the
put
point
forth
here. That's
almost
part
a
of the
year
point.
ago has the board in the second meeting in January, whether or not you should send this to the public or not. Before that can happen, before that comes to you guys, you're gonna need some of these questions answered. You know, how much is this gonna cost the taxpayers? How much is the IIID gonna contribute? What's this thing gonna look like? Where is it gonna be? Those kinds of things. Those have to be settled. before that, and that's gonna take time. I mean, if we delay this tonight, there basically is no hope of getting this
I
done.
mean, I just don't wanna be, I mean, it's unfortunate that a board member walked out, I mean, that would have been a, you know, it's unfortunate that 2 board members left the
Well,
meeting.
he had to work,
Okay.
and in defense of
Okay.
Mike this evening, he did tell me
Okay.
he was gonna be
But,
having to leave.
but I just, you know, I mean, I'm for this, you know, this academy, don't get me wrong, but I just don't wanna be, you know, sending the wrong message to the public that by saying this, we've agreed to a plan, you know what I'm saying? We've agreed to,
You haven't agreed to.
I know.
You won't agree to a plan until the end of January. At that point, you'll vote on what you're going, if or you will send anything to the public or not.
okay,
But we can't get that plan done to you at that time unless somebody's on board, and right now we don't have anybody on board. And the committee's wanted 9 to 4 to go with a different company.
I mean, I just felt, I mean, yeah, we sat, I've been in this, under this roof since 1 o'clock, okay? You know, and I agree that we need to move forward, but as far as like not discussing with the, you know, board members, you
But
know.
they agreed to accept the recommendation of the committee. The
We
committee,
all did.
the committee sat through all of that, so they didn't have to.
Virginia just passed theirs, so if
Yeah,
that was
but-
Noel's understanding,
I-
he would have asked for it to be tabled and removed from the agenda.
Just because Virginia.
Well,
Yeah.
no, but I'm just
I mean,
saying, if that
but-
was his understanding, he would have asked for it to be
I
on
just
the
thought, I had
agenda.
a discussion with Noel that he was gonna bring it back to the board members and discuss it a little more thoroughly as we were sitting talking here, but now, but that's all right, I mean, I mean,
I don't wanna continue to kick things down the road and kick the can down the road,
well,
I
it's not
mean,
kicking the
but-
can down the road, Brandy, this started out as this started about sharing administration and sharing bus services, and soon now we're talking about this academy, which is great, I mean, I get it, and I'm for it.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I'm for it, I was one of the first people that went down to Alexander, and yes,
And I understand that.
I think it
I
opens up
understand.
more opportunities for kids, I get it.
And I understand what you're saying, Bill, but we as a board agreed that we were gonna allow that committee to do the interviews and make a recommendation. So I feel if we don't take action on this tonight, if we don't take action on this tonight, again, I just feel like we wasted all those people's
What
time.
ramifications do we have, Jeff, if we vote yes, I mean, I'm not
Did you
happy.
vote yes?
Yeah. If you, yeah, I mean, I mean, I'm not looking for an exit strategy or anything like that, but like you said,
Or
this,
are we stuck with them for the,
yeah,
No.
yeah.
I mean, if you guys in January, if you say that you're not sending this to the public, they're done.
Okay, all right.
Because there's nothing left to do.
Because I sat through these meetings and I was impressed with all the presentations, I was, except for one company, I was kind of lost after 5 minutes of listening to them, but yes, all right.
So we have a motion on the table to approve Cross Management.
No, just keep, now taking consideration,
Cross Anderson.
taking consideration, they are going to be the construction managers minus the architect with the fees of 2%.
They want 2%.
They want 2%, so 2% fees, and they don't know what fees are going to be.
They were assuming that there'd be another 6.
Six on top of that for-
6.5 for architectural fees.
Yeah.
I still feel that there's not enough information put out to the public yet for a good survey, my personal opinion.
But I don't know
But
what-
then to the Brandy's defense, at how we've had like all these meetings.
I
I mean,
realize that, Bill, but
Thank you, Bill.
you're making.
I mean, I've sat through sites.
The constituents are gonna they're gonna say yes or no or whatever, they should have all the facts and figures before you do that. Then you go to the referendum.
But that's one of the parts of the survey, is every question has a thing on if they don't have enough information.
I
And they
guess,
can't answer that question.
I guess
They
Tom,
don't have it all.
the way I look at it is if you say yes, I mean, whatever you vote, basically, it's gonna give the company a plan that they can come back with numbers to us and renderings, right? Is that correct? And then
They're gonna get you a more solid plan, so when you
get you
vote
a more
on that
solid
thing,
plan, which I think,
you'll-
which I think by the committee's recommendation, that when we sat through this, that, I mean, you look at the other companies that were in this, the ICS, I mean, that they sat in that meeting, that I think everybody thought that, I mean, I think that it should be go out for bid if the public wants to pursue that. But they gave us numbers, and to be honest with you, I thought the numbers were high, considering our neighboring district built a school for $30 million, and we're up to $166 million. I think it's kind of steep.
It almost goes higher, Bill, it's always coming back in the cost.
Well,
We're-
yep, we're going way off. So the motion on the table right now is to approve Trout Anderson for the construction management service company. We got a motion by Sather, support by Lotiger. All those in favor? Aye.
No,
Opposed? Opposed?
no,
Motion carries 3-1. 12.9, approve the FIAD department proposal for archery equipment.
That was negative.
Okay. 12.9, approve the FIAD department proposal for archery equipment. There's a proposal on the table for the price that it would cost. And it was a total of approximately $1,130 to purchase a safety net, a right-handed bow, 4 archery targets, and a floor quiver, which is a pack of 10. Do we have a motion?
support.
Motion by Addy, support by Gentilini. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 12.10 is what I put it as anyway.
Yep.
Approve the confidential contracts.
All right, so just so everyone's clear, so that if you look at the comparison sheet, that includes the payroll clerk, the bookkeeper, executive assistant. You're recommending that they all have the same salary, correct?
Yes.
And all the same benefits.
Correct. So do we have a motion to that effect?
I will make a motion to approve all 3 contracts with the one, well, not with the one adjustment, with, as Jeff stated, all 3 matching salaries and all matching benefits.
For year 1 and year 2?
And yes, for year 1 and year 2.
Could you state the amounts?
Yep, 5,000, or $53,184 for year 1. Year 2 would be $54,247.
Okay. With the same benefits. We have a motion by Sather. Do we have a second? I will second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 13.0 administrative report information.
So this is the last meeting of 2018, in all likelihood, unless something drastic happens. Looking how Bill's leaving too. In summer stuff. I was just gonna spend my time thanking Mike and Mark for the service that they've given the district over the last 4+ years. Both of them. And I've appreciated working with them and wish them the best in the future.
I would agree. It's not an easy job.
No?
It's not, but I do not regret it, so. But yes, thank you to both of them. We'll miss that before they left.
That was really all I had. If they wouldn't have been here, I would have been a little more elaborate.
Okay, so moving on, 14.
Make a motion.
Where did Bill go?
I don't know.
We can adjourn without him, can't we?
Well, there's only 3 here.
No, you don't need a, It's not a vote.
Okay. Motion to adjourn.
Yep.
Okay, I will support. Meeting adjourned.